saying, I don't know.
What happened on that? What happened on that night?
It was.
So you're a little bit mad at me.
I'm not mad. I'm just like.
I didn't know that. It's my first time really understanding the connection. I didn't really put the connection.
I didn't either until now. I'm just saying, like, here I am, about ready to be kicked out of my own house again. My mother recently remarried. I mean, I have abandonment issues. I mean, you have a happy childhood. Like, maybe your parents don't love each other, but they're still together, you know? Maybe they love each other. I don't know.
But anyway, so you're saying that you think that's the night you got HIV?
No. That's also in your head, right? Like, you're examining me. You're like, okay, he's got HIV. He's taking drugs. You know, like, I mean, this is...
I'm a supercomputer, as is everybody else. It's all in my head.
I guess. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that, like, if you think that I basically made that happen.
No, it's nothing to do with you. I'm just like, it's like
everyone.
The best psychotherapy I ever got was very pop psychology. It was like spot on. It was like, oh, you're a little boy. What does it feel home in the world? And I still don't feel okay. You know, like, I mean, I feel homeless.
I mean, honestly, I also feel homeless. That's like, you're not. I'm with you on that one. I think everybody feels homeless until they actually succeed in creating a world that works for them or not. And it seems like
this is not it.
I know, but it seems like you have a pretty good idea in your head of what that world would be. Like, I also can't think of a lot better than having a nice house in the woods, growing my own food, having a plan for the exercise that I'm going to get, and the connection that I'm going to get. Yeah. We need to focus on that and how we're going to get it.
So what?
The nature and the whatever it is that we think will, like, you have that image. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I need, like, sex is nature too. Like, I need sex. Like, I masturbate like 5 times a day. Like, I'm highly sexual.
Well, whatever. Like, that's how you are now. Don't be over-identified. But of course, you should have wonderful sex.
Yeah. Like trees and sex and a whole. Like, I mean, these are priorities. Like, I mean, sex is a pretty big deal. Like,
well, where do you see yourself, Brock, in terms of geographics? Where's this woods?
I don't care, but I need companionship. Like,
does it get cold in the winter?
Yeah.
It's gonna be, so it could be on the East Coast?
I mean, seasons have to come.
Brock, you need holotropic breath work. That's it.
Well, where do I get it?
I can give it to you.
A guy, not on the phone.
Why not?
No, I don't work that way.
I mean, everybody else does. It's been quarantined for 6 months. Millions and millions of people.
I mean, I hate phones. Like,
so what was this pop psychologist saying? That you're a little child still? Tell me more about that.
what about it? I mean, I lost the USB key. It was recorded.
Well, I'm telling you now that it's like
3 hours.
Yeah. You're a king that's fallen from grace. Like every time you meet somebody, you have to prove yourself over again. That's the normal reality for most people. Nobody And if you are treated a certain way because of how you look or because you're famous, like that's equally dangerous to being treated poorly. So it's not a bad thing.
No, I'm well aware that, like, I mean, even as a child, like, I grew up like with trips to the Bahamas, like, and designer clothes. Like, I mean, I'm spoiled. Even now, I mean, I'm spoiled. Like, I've never wanted.
You spoil yourself because the minute that you start to feel something crazy, it's like you just don't know how to move ahead in this world, which is very difficult because you have to accept it fully because like there's really nothing that great about this world.
No, it sucks.
And yet we have to survive. If you'd have had it harder earlier, maybe
it would have been different. It would have been different, of course. I mean, as soon as it got hard, I left. I left home at 15. Like, as soon as my relationship with my mother went sour, I was out the door to Europe. Like, 15. You know? I mean, that's just how I've operated. Like,
I just didn't land in a real world. I landed in a much more artificial world.
No, you were doing art. That's your thing. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You know, and whereas your art was very constricted, mine was more living. I mean, we're very different people, Guy.
But we have the same consciousness.
Sure, but I mean, yeah, but I mean, we're very. On the one hand, it's very different, but on the other hand, same. I mean, it's just. I feel it just so. Talking to me makes me just feel even more alone. Like, I didn't realize I felt alone until now. Like, I feel really alone.
Let's explore that. Let's feel it.
I don't want to do breath work over the phone with you. I mean,
so don't do breath work over the phone with me, but like feel alone over the phone with me.
Yeah. Well,
where do you feel it? Where is it in your body, this loneliness? You don't have to answer, but
no, I'm too smart. I mean, it's obvious. I just want to resist. Like, I'm so smart that I'm like, I know what I'm doing, you know, and that's the worst. Like, to be that self-conscious, and then it's an escapist thing. It's like, since you know what you're doing, you don't do anything about it, you know? I mean, that's how I feel.
Are you breathing?
Bit. I mean, I haven't breathed for years. I should call my boss.
For what purpose?
Find out if I still have a job.
No, don't call your boss yet.
Okay.
Stay on the phone with me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I was drunk, and it was weird. Like, I had lost my job, and then she told me I had it back. You know, and this happened, like, right after. This is Florida. Like, people don't know how to fucking work. I mean, a new guy, like, started on his second shift. He just didn't show up. Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, where I'm from, that's just, you don't do that. Like, I mean, I'm Minnesota. Like, like down here, like if you're from up north, you're a god. I mean, because you actually have character. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I was going to say, I think you need to be a little harder on yourself.
Probably. In what way? But
Well, in what way is that you have access to more wisdom than you're finding? Like, it's right there. You have to be in better communication with your wisdom and with your gut and with your mind. You're not integrating. You have a social external self, and it's not enough.
well,
This is why you've created a split and you're like going into schizophrenia, because you're not allowing your full selves to emerge. That's what happens.
what did I do, guy?
Just take a deep breath. Just take one deep breath. And let it go. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. That's good. That is where we get our clarity. Just in the breathing, just in the process. Do you see how why I'm so eager? Because I'm like, I've allowed myself to be disconnected for so long that I'm like, I can't let it go.
But guys, not everyone has that luxury. Like, I mean, you want to talk about a charmed life that I live? I mean, look at you. Sometimes I actually have to work. And there have been times I had to eat potatoes because I had literally no money. I mean, so don't even go there, like, with your,
Okay, so you know what's talking right now?
what?
What do you think?
I'm not jealous.
It's ego, because you're insisting on observing anything other than to hear that maybe, even despite my great privilege, I might be able to be here for you right now.
No, you definitely are. And what I appreciate about you is, of course, like who you are. But who you are is because of your privilege.
I know, and that's what I'm struggling with, because
you have the same kind of freedom that I give myself, but I have much less resources to make it happen.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, I still make it work, but it comes to you naturally, like easily. I have to kind of work to not work. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I live my life. Like,
I know. And I believe that is why a lot of my so-called games or methods come across fake.
What do you want to do? I want to understand you. Like, where are you in 2 years? What are you doing with your life?
There's a couple of options. One option.
Well, tell me.
One option is that I've categorized and understood and processed my methods in a way that, not only am I kind of integrated and able to talk about them in a way that's convincing, but there's people that actually are coming to my workshops or learning from these things. And the other option is that I write my book, but I mean, they don't contradict each other. The more I get interested in storytelling, the more I figure out the process of change and how to share it with people.
Well, I think we should definitely meet.
Okay.
But in person.
Okay.
And like open-ended, it's like a date.
Okay.
Like, it can end anytime, like within a minute,
Okay. Well, I've given you the okay. I just felt like it was too much for me to buy a ticket. It's only $75.
No.
So it's a symbolic thing anyway.
I noticed.
And as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome.
Well, I just have to.
I just wanted to. The thing that I'm most excited about is like to be in collaboration and what.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we have a lot to exchange. That's why I want to meet.
Yeah.
Like, not that you're the only thing going. I mean, in a way you are, but I mean, we have a lot to exchange. I think.
I know. I trust you. I trust you.
Well, I trust you too. But I mean, I have trust issues.
As well, you should. That doesn't mean that we can't do both. I trust your highest self, and I distrust nothing to trust. The answer is, first of all, begins with breathing.
Yeah, I'm open.
And I honestly think that, like, I just want to explain that there is it, like, even though like the invitation is open, I still feel like it's a little bit crazy of an invitation. It's definitely like me choosing adventure and choosing life. Because there's enough shit for me going on right now. Like I absolutely don't know. It just feels like an unknown. I think that I'm leaving room to be really, really pleasantly surprised by what happens. And very hopeful. Because
me too. I just what's going on with you? Like I no means like
it's not that
I'm
there's
not judging.
It's not that I know and like can formulate exactly like, but it's just like the place that I am right now. A little bit like better than ever. So it's just like really like things feel like I'm understanding a little bit more every day. Of course, there's like definite lows and issues, and and a part of moving forward is realizing like how much forward I have to go. And a big thing that I'm realizing is like how much I need to change. So the answer definitely feels like it must be related to community, and more community can never be a bad thing as long as it's intentional and processed. So I definitely am excited. That's why I'm excited for you to come up. But
I have to tell you, I have to disclose something. I mean, I know me.
Yeah.
And I come into people's lives like, you know, the archetype, the trickster.
Yeah.
I'm a trickster.
Yeah.
So when people are like in a maybe there's a good place or a certain place, and they're like longing for something more, for better or for worse, I show up to like create that chaos. Like, I don't want to scare you. I'm just saying, like, I make chaos. Like, that's who I am. Like, that's the trickster, you know? It is chaotic. Like, I'm life.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
I mean, are you open to potential? Yeah.
No, so when people are like, you know, let's say Pedro is, you know, like, he'd been married for like 15 years, 17, and he was looking for something to like shake things up because he wasn't happy. And then I showed up. Like he invited me in. Like he wanted that. Like he wanted, and his life has never been the same since. And we're not even together anymore, but we talk like every day. But I mean, you understand?
Yeah, I don't think that we necessarily connect in the chaos area anymore. I think that we're kind of over that.
But I'm just saying, like, this is who I am. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to be, like, crazy, wild, drunk, broad. But, because I definitely won't be.
Well, I just
But
believe that.
that's-
Yeah.
No, go on.
I just believe that, like, I'm not interested in, like, chaos, like, on a molecular level. So I just don't think that it's gonna affect me. Like, if
Well,
you're,
I mean,
yeah,
maybe not.
Yeah.
You've always, but it's about what you want, and I know what I want. Like, I need some sense of calm. I need, you know, like, I know that I don't need alcohol. Like,
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I think it could be cute for us to talk and actually practice some of the things over the phone that we would potentially be trying to.
you've always had this agenda, but I have my agenda too. You know, like, I don't do that.
Your agenda is life, yes. But there's compromises that can be made. For example, you know, you can take me with you on a bike ride while you're on the phone, or doing it, you know, in nature.
I have, guy. Like, that's the thing. Like, you're always, I mean, we all are. We're always wanting more. Like, more. Like, I mean, you know?
I mean, there's a couple of things you're doing now that you didn't used to be in the past. For example, you're much more aware of, like, your identity in terms of curbing it. You're not over talking. You're more interested in dialogue and the kind of transformation that it can bring up, and synthesis.
I usually, until like 3 months ago, I called you when I was drunk. You know, like, I called you.
No, I've noticed you doing better since for the last year or so.
Yeah.
I think you're interested in what's beyond the chaos, and it's not about avoiding the chaos. We just need to do the chaos through ritual, and we need to we need to then leave breadcrumbs so that we can go into the chaos in a bigger way next time, and a bigger way next time. We don't want a boring life.
What's been up with you and Tate?
We're slowly getting better at creating chaos rituals. It's not really intentional, but we just are always having this, like, role play going on, and it's just comedy mostly. I mean, he
Really?
deals with his demons with other people, not with me. Like, I'm over it. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily, like, bring you into the fold right away. Like, it is kind of still a tricky situation.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I would just, like, I would want to see and experience you, like, separately from Tate first.
You're, like, so, what's the word? Like, methodical. You're, like, so methodical.
Does it remind you of Berlin?
I mean, you can't, what?
Does it remind you of the Germans?
Yeah, it's very German.
That's cool. I'm half German.
You're half German Israeli? On what side?
I mean, I tell people that I'm half British, but, like, my dad's parents were both Holocaust survivors from Berlin.
Really? But, I mean, you have a British passport, or?
Yeah.
Israeli?
I have British, and I could get the European thing if I wanted to through the ancestry.
Well, no, but really, I mean, do you hold a British passport?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
And obviously I went to school there in Britain.
What?
And that's where I did high school.
In London?
Yeah.
No, in London or where?
London. I don't think that the fact that I'm methodical, I think that's something to be celebrated, that I can be this open with you about my... What?
So how did you get into ballet? I mean, what's the story?
The story is that I was acting and in a theater school, and I was really bad at it and very uncomfortable, and the dance teacher was like, there's no boys, so why don't you just start that?
Guy, repeat. I lost you. What?
I was in acting in my theater school, and I wasn't doing very well because I didn't have access to my emotions. So the dance teacher said, why don't you switch? There's no boys in dance. And so I switched.
So it was a high school or like a secondary?
Yeah, it was age 14, 15. And then by the time I was 15, 16, I was already in London.
Because what do you mean you were already in London? Before that you were where?
Well, I started high school in Israel, but then when I decided that I want to be a dancer, I just moved in with my grandparents.
Okay.
In London. Yeah.
So, okay. So on your father's side?
Yeah.
That's why your English is pretty good. I mean, so you lived in America, but...
No, I also went to American school until I was 10.
Okay. Oh. I did theater when I was 16, 17.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went to boarding school.
Oh. I mean, you definitely have that vibe.
What, theater or boarding school?
Theater.
Yeah. No, it was, I was stoned most of the time.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl and a boy.
Oh.
I dated a boy and then a girl. Yeah, and then I got kicked out of boarding school, like the dorms.
Mm.
And I went to live with her family, the girl I was dating.
So you would still attend the school?
No, I stayed at the school, but the rule was that I couldn't live there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because of marijuana.
Okay.
And I smoked a lot of weed. Like with her, and her parents didn't know that we were dating. So we would like fuck in her hot tub.
They thought you were gay.
Yeah. And I was gay. I was gay, guy. I
What's
met her
gay? It's just a label. Go ahead.
Well, you know what I mean. I met her.
Okay. You have to. Yeah.
No.
Go on.
No, tell me.
Yeah, I'm methodical and I'm cold and I'm robotic. So kill me. Sorry. I'm a cold-hearted bitch.
You sound like more feminine today. You know that? Did you have sex recently?
Someone's in love with me, so that's nice.
No, but okay, elaborate.
Well, we haven't like properly had sex yet, although I did get fucked the other day by a friend. But I feel like I've just been connecting more with my feelings. I don't know. I'm trying really hard. I don't know if I'm succeeding, but I'm definitely like in my fucking cold way trying to feel.
Yeah, but who's your friend that took you? Like, who do you have sex with? I'm curious.
Well, that was just somebody who was just visiting and left town. But there's this person that actually runs a commune, kind of. It's not an official commune, so I don't know what's going to happen when it starts getting cold, because there have been people in tents, and apparently today is like the last day for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I am absolutely not into him. But it just feels so necessary to like meet someone new and have access to like that many people. that like don't know anything about me. And I kind of want to just see how far I can take it, because he definitely seems to be online with like detachment and enlightenment and transcendence, and we had a moment in a sauna the other day actually, where there was a girl that came in as well, and I was like much more into the girl than I was into him. And he was like, kind of said that he was starting to get like a little panic attack of paranoia. And I breathed him through it, and I was like, it's all energy, da 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 da. So he was fine, and we kind of had a nice time. But we'll see how long he lasts, if he can stay in the mechanical bull.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm mechanical and I'm a bull.
Well, your penis, you're decently endowed.
Yeah.
And you're a dancer.
Right.
You're lean.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've had fairly good work.
What's up with your obsession with like being a good lover? Like, I mean.
Well, I've never been a good lover, and I like don't care about most people's bodies. And most of the way that I've gotten turned on is through like kink and fetish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm rarely sleeping with people that I'm attracted to.
You're rarely sleeping with people. Yeah, that makes sense. But
why does it make sense?
That's your kink, or
why does it make sense? Because I'm so ugly?
No, I can see that. I'm saying like it makes not that I think you're a prostitute. I mean, it runs in the realm. But I mean, so that's your fetish, like.
No, I'm a prostitute.
No, I know your fetish, like.
No, it's not my fetish. In fact, I really don't like to do sex work so much usually. But I don't like ugly people that just like walk in and kind of want you to touch them. But I'm just like, since I'm not used to sort of having sex with people that I'm attracted to, I'm always kind of on the lookout for like the forbidden or like taboo, transgression, public things.
How come we never had sex in public? I mean, I love public sex. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't know if we vibe in the same way sexually. Like, I think you kind of are more animalistic. Like, don't you just sort of end up fucking people that you are attracted to?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a you. But then again, like, I mean, I've fucked. I'm also a prostitute. I mean, I fucked everyone. Like from 2080.
Yeah, I mean, I've had transcendent experiences with very old people and very unattractive people. But for example, nothing comes close to when I go get my balls waxed by this like old Indian lady.
Of course, you wax your balls. Really?
Yeah, but like for me, I kind of consider it like my sex experience. Yeah, it's so hot.
So, how did you find her?
I mean, I just Googled like testicle waxing.
Really? Interesting.
Now everybody does it in New York. It's like if you're a waxing salon, it's almost 60% chance you wax testicles.
No, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Okay. Yeah. But I like the fact that it's like not expected, I went into a clothing store the other day, and I just like had the person like look at me jerk off in the stall. Actually, he was jerking me off. But that's more hot to me than like hooking up with someone good looking almost.
Nice. Like a side of you I never knew. Like, I mean, how did you find this person?
I'd known him from before, but I mean, I've done that similar things with absolute strangers too. You just start trying
But do you
sexy
use
clothes.
Grindr or like?
I have Grindr, but I don't often use it. I find it's all people that are obsessed with image.
What?
I feel like if you're on Grindr, it's like all about the visual, and I'm not. It's too. It's so expected. Oh, we're gonna meet up for sex. That's kind of. It's not what I'm after.
Yeah. Well, okay. So then, how did you arrange this date in the fitting room?
I just went. I walked in. It wasn't arranged.
Oh, it was a total.
I actually went in and I was like, Michael, let's play the therapy game. So we did that for like half an hour. And we were really like felt emotionally connected. And then I went into the fitting room. I'm obsessed with the therapist game.
What's the therapist game?
It's like me role playing as your therapist, and then it's just I'm like really expensive. So if I'm not doing a good job, you tell me how to do better. And then when somebody's like no longer interested, they just say switch, and then we switch turns.
You know, things became a lot clearer now.
Oh. In what way?
And my mother was moving to Miami, so Fort Myers. But we met in Miami. Like, I picked up a suitcase, and I was gonna go back to Amsterdam with my clothes. And we stayed for a couple of days in Miami. And do you know what she told me?
What?
She goes, Brock, when I was pregnant with you, and my mother had like 5 miscarriages before me.
Oh.
She goes, when I was pregnant with you, I would talk to you every day, and I would say, oh, I just hope that you're going to be a nice gay boy.
Oh.
I mean, and I at first, I was revolted. I was like, really? Like, I mean, that was, you know, like, the most important thing is that you have a happy and healthy baby. But no. She wanted me to be gay. And so, I mean, this makes me quite raised gay. Isn't that weird?
Well, first of all, it's fucking beautiful. And I don't really understand why that's nature versus nature exactly.
Well,
like, oh, that it's more nurture than nature. That it's more nurture.
Was literally like pregnancy gay, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I believe in all. Yeah, being gay is a choice. That's it.
Well, that's interesting. I'm open. That's an interesting idea. Because I mean, I'm flexible.
Yeah.
I like it's the way I know. But I mean, if I wanted to, I could do the girls. Like, and it was something I was gonna say to you earlier. Like, I tried off like 4 times this morning watching straight porn.
Yeah. Well, I believe that actually to fuck a girl is kind of more taboo now.
Well, I honestly, I fucked men's asses.
Yeah.
I fucked vaginas, and I can tell you that, like, I tried sleeping earlier. I mean, I like 18 hours a day. So now I feel like way rested and super anxious.
Okay. Do you think, is there anything that you feel like doing that you could do?
Well, you know what's on my mind a bit? Like, I mean, besides, I have a job and whatever it's much. Like, it's a very practical thing. My bike has been broken for like a week.
Oh.
front tire, so I've been taking a cab everywhere.
Oh.
And I spent like $200 or three on the cabs. And I went to go to the fucking bike shop.
Well, what time is it? What time is it where you are right now?
I was saying the time zone.
So do you think the bike shop's closed now?
No, I think they're open for like another hour, but how would I get there?
And you can't fold it? Can you take it apart? Well, we're in.
Are we in it? See,
I said we're infinite. So there's a lot to hate.
that's beautiful. I like that.
Love is so boring.
I love love.
I feel like love isn't real unless it includes hatred inside it.
Probably, yeah, of course. Hey, did you read your numerology, like your numerological reading that I sent you?
I didn't read that one, but I'm obsessed with numerology.
Did you?
I don't remember what you sent, or when, or why.
I sent you like 5 pages on text.
Oh, I just don't remember. I'm sorry. What?
It's a book.
I was reading about numerology today. I read something instant.
I sent you like 5 pages.
Do you know what I read?
What?
I was Googling like the meaning of numbers, and then I came up with a website that was like, what are the first associations that have come up for you for every number? Like, start with that, because that is actually your intuition. And
Well, yeah, it's interesting.
and I was like, whoa. No, I'm like sitting with that.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, it's effective, of course. Like, I was born on the 3rd month of the year. I have a strong connection to number 7. I mean, you're biased. You have bias. Yeah. Which I guess that's the point, right? Like,
Lila? Yeah.
oh my god, I really.
Yeah.
Shit, like, hold on.
I'm looking at it now, bro. I pulled it up. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want me to?
I was looking at the book. I think you should order the book.
Okay, what's it called? Is it on Scribd?
No. Scribed. It's called Scribed.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You checked?
Scribed. A scribe is a person who writes. It's scribir. Learn Latin.
Oh.
The life you were born to live is the name of the book.
Oh.
But you found the pages?
Yeah. Do you want me to?
Oh, no, you're fine. Because, I mean, you're 11. You're like a super number.
Thank you. I'm a super number, but you know what else?
What?
How much do you know about charts and astrology?
A bit. Why? Tell me
Like,
why.
literally all my houses are gathered around the 11th house.
Yeah, you said that. You said that when I sent you the pages. That's why I'm surprised you didn't read the
Oh.
book.
I mean, I might have read it and then forgotten.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, what the truest meaning of each number is.
But see, guy, like, this is the thing. Like, this isn't doing it for me. Like, right now, I want to get off the phone with you, and I want to be with someone in person. Like, I want the exact same experience we're having right now, but like physically touching. Like,
Okay.
you know the
Yeah.
5 love languages?
Yeah, yours is touch.
Well, yeah, it's like physical touch is definitely like one of my.
Okay, just random question.
But now I mean, I'm anxious, I'm sad,
Okay.
and I want more. And this is it. Like, I mean, it annoys me that like we're on the phone right now, and I feel like we made a genuine connection, but nothing further can happen. Like, my penis can't be inside you. You know,
Oh
like
my God.
that's probably part of what's missing. But I also just want a hug. You know, like
Yeah.
this.
Well, I love that you're this honest and aware of like your escapist tendency.
You know, like now what? Now what? Like, okay, I have something, and okay, eventually this call has to end. I'm getting tired. Like, and you know, I'd be sleeping next to you right now if we were together. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's shitty. Like, I mean, I'd literally be cuddling up next to you. Like, I hate this.
Yeah, I know, Brock.
So why are you all like, oh, let's do price work over the phone? Like, understand me. Like, it doesn't work.
I understand you.
I'm frustrated.
I understand you. I also understand that the world we're in is too far gone to be what we want it to be. We're moving towards a world of holographics and simulation and less and less touch.
I'm not in that world. I'm dead for it. That reaches no. Really, I mean, that's just. I'm totally with you, but that's beyond my years. Like,
Okay,
I'm dead
yeah.
for that.
But you're dead to a lot of worlds. Because, like, for example, you're also dead to the world of pickup art and social seduction. Otherwise, you would be walking the streets making friends right now.
Oh, well, by the way, I never did look at that link of seduction you sent.
Why are you not in a mall? Or, I don't know.
Right now?
Where's the closest place that you could meet people in?
But guy, I can't do it. Like,
Oh.
I like myself too much. Like, I am in a, I mean, no. I'm so happy right now because, like, it's not about, guy, like, that's the difference between you and me. Like, I've met strangers my whole life. You've been in a fucking
bubble
gymnasium with the same 10 people dancing. I mean, we live different lives. Like, I mean, my need right now is absolute solitude unless it's with someone I really like. Like, I don't need to meet strangers. Like, not that I think I know more than you, but, like, I know people enough for right now. I'm not interested anymore. I'm only interested in certain people. Like,
yeah.
I've become, you know, like, and I'm happy with that. Like, I wanted that for the last 5 years. Like, I wanted to become selective. I mean, I'm discerning.
Yeah, but life has had other plans for you.
What?
Life had other plans for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm only talking to, like, 3 people. I mean, I'm not on your path. So stop trying to put me on there and stop trying to control.
I'm sorry. You're right.
No,
there it goes.
Fine. But we all do that. I mean, we all do that. It's, you know, like, guy, like, sometimes I think it'd be good if you took a drink. Or a line. Like, sometimes I think it'd be healthy.
Brock,
you know,
you know what you know what would be good for me? You know what would be good for me?
I can tell you.
I can tell you. What would be good for me is more wisdom and more clarity, and that's what you're giving me. Every moment that you stay on the phone with me is a big gift.
Hey, guy, I have an idea. Guy.
Yeah, what?
Why don't you fly down here for like 3 days or 5? Just see how it is together. I mean, I'm really.
Okay. Well,
It's a good idea because I mean, you have time. I might still have a job. I have a home. I'd be gone a while. You know, like we wouldn't always be together. Like, why don't you just as a test, just come down for 3 days or 5 days or whatever?
yeah.
Why not? I mean, I have literally 3 weeks until my mother comes home.
I mean, my initial instinctive answer, well, certainly I could consider it. I don't know. I just like your mother's home decor scared me.
So now you're gonna tell me that the home I'm offering you as my guest is dissatisfactory?
It's not that it was like looked cheap. It just looked weird.
Well, guy, she likes red.
But it's like curlicues and like.
Yeah, there's mirrors everywhere. Like you think she's a sex addict. I mean,
Whoa,
so what?
that's
You
weird.
don't want to my decor?
Yeah.
Well, then don't. I mean, it was just an idea.
No, I mean that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons.
Whatever. I mean, if you're not that willing, that's a control thing right there. Okay, I can come to you, but you won't come to me because of my decor. I mean, guy, like, talk about working on yourself.
Well, there's a compromise that potentially we could meet at my brother's in North Carolina.
Yeah, but then I'd have to be off of work. And the fact of the matter is, like, isn't the beauty of the situation that, like...
Well, no, because I don't know. I have some kind of deeper psychological concerns about Florida.
Okay. I trust you. So, you really want to go to... Well, then we should just wait.
I mean, there's other things, too, that it's just like... Hey, I don't have an issue. Like, my life feels fine. Like, I have things that I'm doing. Like, I have access to the things that I need to learn. I mean, yes, you offer me certain things that I'm not getting, but it's nothing is like tangible. I can't like pinpoint and be like, okay, I need to like.
Guy,
what?
We're friends. We want to hang out. I mean, what's your problem?
I mean, I've never really been trusting of labels like that.
Well, noted. I'm a bit turned off right now. We'll talk later.
Okay.
I mean,
you don't have to hang up just because I've offended you. Like,
no, but you've offended me, and I won't hang up, but not right now. But I mean, what do you want? Like, what's your like? All I'm looking for is a friend. Like,
I'm looking for process.
Like, yeah, but I mean, with me, friendship like means something. It doesn't mean like house that's too red with lots of mirrors. Like, I mean, it's about the people, not the place, and that offends me. So I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
Well, I have issues with this part of you, though. I have issues with this part of you that basically just needs to grow up. Like, do people have their preferences, and people are weird?
Fine. So what do you want out of a friend? Like, I mean, if we're having this conversation, we've got to know each other a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want out of this friendship? Like, Mr. Controlling, like, be German, like, be specific.
Yeah, I believe that there is. I believe that there are. I believe that you are more interesting than most people because of your experiences, and your outlook represents something precious and innocent and childlike. So it's both the good thing about you and the scary thing about you.
Sure.
Which is interesting, because I didn't really aware of that until I said it.
Like, just a bunch of phone calls? Because interested. Like, I'm not a phone person.
I've already told you that you can come. I've already told you that you can come here. You can come here today.
Fine.
Come here today. Just get a ticket for tomorrow. Brock?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Get a ticket for tomorrow and then come back before your mother arrives so you can clean up for her.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
Well,
an option. I'm just
like,
saying,
you can't compare, like, upstate New York with, sorry, I don't want to be offensive, but, like...
No, you shouldn't be, because it's not about the place, guy. Like, we could be in fucking Tulsa. I mean, I'm offended. Like...
Good, feel it. Just be with it, because I'm trying not to avoid negative feelings.
Well...
I'm here with you, and we can breathe through it.
The only reason why I'm not booking a ticket tomorrow is because I really appreciate my alone time. My time with myself, my solitude. Okay? And, like, I have 3 more weeks in this house that's empty. And I haven't had an empty house since May. And before that, it was, like, 2 years. So, I'm taking it all in right now, Guy.
Well, then I really appreciate your invitation, and indeed that, changes things.
Decline it gracefully.
Decline it gracefully? Well, I didn't decline it. You didn't even give me a chance.
You made a comment about my house. This is the closest thing I have right now to my identity. I mean, I'm on that. Like, Guy, I'm on that. Like, this is like what's holding me together right now. So when you make some kind of comment about a person who made a home for me, my mother, and designed it, being her, who I love, of course I'm offended. It's been a home for me. So just decline it gracefully, asshole.
Okay, well, I could still come. I was just telling you, like...
Well, it's not fun.
What?
I'm sorry. It's not cool the way you reacted.
I'm sorry.
I mean, either say you want to come or you don't. Just, you don't need to, like,
I know.
make a second comment about how it's too red.
But, okay, but, like, also, just...
Like, I'm sorry to get so personally, but I do.
No, it's beautiful that you reacted that way, and it's making me see it in a different perspective.
Yeah. Dude, don't be ungrateful.
I know. I'm ungrateful and ungraceful.
You don't treat transformations that way.
I know. What?
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, if you want to hear my perspective now, I just think it's so beautiful to hear what it means to you, because...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's my home.
It's a story, and it's...
Yeah, and like, I've always grew up in red houses. Like, This is me. Like, maybe, like, if you're so interested in getting to know me better, and if I'm considering going up there, like, wouldn't you wouldn't you consider seeing where I grew up? Like, I mean, I didn't even grow up in Florida, but I mean, this house, it doesn't look that different than my house up north, just smaller. I mean, I'm offended. Okay,
well, I'm happy that I offended you so that you could have told me this beautiful story.
Well,
because otherwise I wouldn't have known all that, and that's a pretty big chunk.
Right. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I have to call my boss. I have to see, like, if we're talking really logistics, Mr. German.
Okay.
I have to call my boss. I have to see what's going on.
Okay, I love you, and I think that now is a good time to call your boss, because you actually feel really sane and clear to me. So.
No, not really, but I will, and I'll call you back.
Okay.
Right?
Bye, baby.
Okay, stay waiting.
Okay.
The more is more. I'm a chill person and I like Zen aesthetics, wabi sabi, but maximalism's a reaction, I guess, in a way. My dream house interior would be a cross between Versailles Hall of Mirrors and like an atrium filled with every plant. Big ass vases, gaudy, gilded everything. Leopard, no, not leopard. Essentially, more is more.
Okay, I'm starting to understand why we haven't connected so much. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The realtor nods quickly and blurts out, "How's Trix?" I said just answer the question. The policeman repeats,